Alright, on this training video, I'm going to go over how to receive an inventory once the purchase order has been filled and your vendor has had the material arrive at your facility. So I'm going to come under here in the purchasing section, back over here to the processing section, and I'm going to come and click on this receive inventory. Alright, this receive inventory here is it's a simple screen, but there's a lot of features on it, so I'm going to go through them and just and kind of keep it simple here. Most of the time receivings go pretty well, so I'll walk through the steps here and keep it relatively simple for you. Alright, so my receiving number, if I hit tab or enter, I'm going to automatically receive that number, or have that number populated in there, 657. And today's date as well, if I hit tab. My PO, I'm going to use the one I just created on that purchase order and that had the $100 tied to it with a supporting purchase order. So I'm going to hit 50222, and if I don't remember that number, always use the lookup. I'm going to hit enter. It comes up here and says, hey, there's a non-material lot charge of $100. And I say, oh yeah, I remember that. That was a supporting PO that I did. Alright, here are my two lines that I've got. Now, if I have all of them, I got all of the 45 total pieces of glass. Everything looks good. None of it was cracked or broken, especially the 1/8 inch clear, which is more prone to break. Then you can go ahead and just hit this all button up here. And when you hit this all button, notice right here it went from 0 to 30 and then the 15 down here. Now let's say though you're missing a piece on this 1/4 inch clear. Let's say you only got 29 pieces there. It's saying, hey, that quantity you received is less. Do you want to close the PO line when the receiving post anyway? So that's saying, do you want to just kind of drop that last piece and say, whatever, we'll only take the cost on these 29 pieces and we'll close that line off? Or do you want to wait for your vendor to send you that last piece of glass? So when it says you want to close it, you say, no, I don't want to close it. I'm going to wait for that last piece of glass. That warning was just saying, hey, your costs don't match. You paid for 30 pieces and you only got 29 pieces here. So, but I'm going to change that back to 30 just to kind of keep things clear here. Say, all right. Okay. Now down here, let's say you got all 15 pieces of this 1/8 inch clear, but there's some problems with non-conformance, meaning there's a crack in one of them or even broken, something that to the point where you can't use this material. And so what you do is you click on this line, click on the non-conformance button down here, and you say, you know what, there are 2 pieces that are broken. If they have a serial number, you can type that in. This description of non-conformity, I'm going to say broken pieces. Alright. This disposition date, I'm going to put in today's date. Now here you can say it's a rework, meaning you guys can try to fix it if you want. Or say I'm using it as is, even though I'm not happy with it. It's broken. You can send this to your vendor. Repair, which doesn't really happen that much in glass. So I'm just going to say this is scrap. We can't use it. You can't use it. We're throwing it away, but we do want our 2 pieces back, right? So you can say would like replacement pieces by, we'll say 5/17/2014. Alright, and we'll say the due date is that 5/17. Okay. Now, you can say customer authorized, re-inspected, corrective action. I'm just going to leave those blank right now. It's not that big of a deal. Those are just options that you can check on there. Now I can hit save and print right here, or I can just save it. But I just kind of want to show you what it comes up with here. So if I hit save and print, what this allows me to do is to email or fax or print this out and send it to your vendor. So this is going to the Glassman vendor. 2 pieces were rejected, saying, hey, there's broken pieces. Down here saying would like replacement pieces by 5/17 right there. And so then all I have to do to email this is either click the email button, or I can save it and print it, or I can just fax it right here or print it out to my printer. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and say, you know what, that receiving is finished. Alright, so now what we have to do here, this is a big part of this, is to post our inventory. Now, the reason we have to post the inventory, again, is to filter out errors. So when I post this, it means the value of my inventory is going to hit my inventory GL account. But until this point, it does not actually hit the account. It hits a pending AP account. So finally, when you post this last receiving that we did, the material will officially enter in your inventory, and you'll be able to sell it and use it. The problem is when I post it, it has to be right. There's going to be you can obviously make adjustments once it's in there, but it kind of creates more of a problem for you. It's going to be you're gonna have to do some offsetting transactions in your accounts to make things look right, which is fine, but it's just easier to get this right the first time. So the reason why we have that post is to make you stop and review and look at it and say, do I have everything in here correctly? If you do, then you can go ahead and hit this post button. Now I could pull in that receiving I did again and hit the post button, but since I hit receiving finished, it cleared out. But I'm going to go ahead and say post, which is this button up here with the hand, and notice my 657 automatically populates in there. If I delete that, then it'll post all of my open receivings that I have. So if you don't want to post all of them, make sure that you have the specific number in there. And I'm going to hit the post button here, and it says, okay, it was posted. Now that same warning came up and said, hey, it's your costs don't match, because remember how I changed the number there and the non-conformance. So all right, so it was posted successfully. So if I were to go into my inventory inquiry, which is over here, I can come in here and look up, let's look at that 1/4 inch clear that we did, 48 by 96. Here are my available pieces right here now. If we had looked before, it would have been 30 pieces lower, and so that's ready to go. Here's my overall average cost per square foot there. So that's it on how to do a receiving. It's pretty simple, but again, there's a lot of things that you just got to make sure are done correctly. If I click on this material cost on here, it will, it's been posted already, but it will show you right here, hey, this costs 90 cents a square foot. It also tells you that is different than what you originally had on the purchase order, because I changed the amount on that receive. So, but if I need to come out and reverse that receiving, you can reverse it out. However, you're going to have to recreate a new receiving to do it again. So I'm going to go ahead and let you play with that. Just take a time and use your training data and practice receiving, because if we can get the inventory into your warehouse correctly, that saves a lot of headaches for you, and just makes sure everything flows nice and smoothly for you.